They figure you out as you grow up. When parents have two, three kids, they're all different. You see, where parents fail sometimes in parenting is you try to compare your kids. You think one child, the way you raise your firstborn, is gonna be the way you raise your second and thirdborn. They're all different. The blueprint. Everyone is trying to figure it out. What's my blueprint? What am I destined for? What am I here to do? Your parents think they have the answers. They chose a career path for you. Hey, son, hey, daughter, I think you should be a nurse. Hey, I think you should be an engineer. Hey, I think you have a gift of this, a gift of that. It's okay to listen to them, but you truly don't know if that is your destiny. Yeah, it's okay to provide guidance, but it is your duty as a person to decide and determine your blueprint. You see, when your parents gave birth to you, when you were born out of your mother, you didn't come with a blueprint. There's no rules and regulations and steps and laws to follow. You know what? Maybe he's allergic to this, allergic to that. They figure that out as you grew up. They figure you out as you grow up. When parents have two, three kids, they're all different. You see, where parents fail sometimes in parenting is you try to compare your kids. You think one child, the way you raise your firstborn, is gonna be the way you raise your second and thirdborn. They're all different. Different destiny, different legacies that will be left. Your blueprint was not provided to your parents. They don't know how to raise you. They don't know what kind of child you will turn out to be. You are going to decide what kind of child you're going to turn out to be. Are you going to be a failure or are you going to be a success? It's up to you. Your parents don't get to decide what you'll become. They can guide you. They can provide you with a little bit of guidance. They can raise you in a way you should grow so you don't depart from it. But then it's up to you to decide, am I going to receive the discipline or am I going to yield from it? Now, in terms of what you must become, you're going to decide who your legacy is going to become. Because you were never born with a blueprint. You don't know what path you will go. You decide. Every single day you're going to make choices to decide your blueprint. And that is what they call legacy. You see, if you weren't born with a blueprint, what you will leave behind after you're done on this planet Earth, when you're done fulfilling your purpose, is what we call legacy. Nothing was written before you were born. The only man that happened to before he was born was Jesus. You know, Jesus had a blueprint. It was predicted who was going to birth him, what trials and tribulations he's going to go through. He's going to die for our sins. It was written before he was born. Now, if you're not Jesus, which you aren't, you don't have a blueprint. And you must decide, what will your legacy be? You see, Jesus had a blueprint and he lived a legacy. Now, you don't have a blueprint. You know, your parents don't know your blueprint. They don't know what kind of career will best suit you. They don't know if you will perform miracles. They don't know if you'll be an engineer or not. They don't know if you'll be a pastor, a lawyer, you know, a dancer, an artist. They don't know. They can guess based on what they observe you doing. They can guess, oh man, my son or daughter loves to draw. Maybe he or she will become an artist. You don't know. Maybe you end up not becoming an artist. Maybe you have a gift of speaking. You see, I always thought I was going to be a professional basketball player. You know, adversity shaped me into a different path. The path where my energy must align with my God-given talent and my purpose and my destiny, which is empowerment. I have a gift of empowerment. I didn't figure that out when I was 15, 16. I was empowering people at this age, but I had no idea how this gift is going to develop. You know, I got college scholarship to play Division 1 basketball. I had an applied mathematics degree. You know, really smart, intelligent guy. But guess what? I'm not using my applied mathematics degree. And I'm not a pro athlete. I had a gift of empowerment. It was just a matter of time before I began to lay my blueprint and decide who I will become. Even though that has been destined for me, my parents never knew that. My siblings never knew that. My friends never knew that. My family members never knew that. My surroundings, my society doesn't even know that. I knew. I'm in charge of my blueprint. And I must decide based on the choices I make every single day. And now my blueprint, over a course of period of time, the blueprint I lay down will determine my legacy. Let that sink in. Do you want to live a life of legacy, or you just want to live a life of vain? Who are you impacting? What are you contributing to your society? How do you influence your friend group? How do you influence your family and colleague? What are you doing on your college campus? You know, who is looking up to you? Think about this. Are you adding value, or are you taking value from someone? Are you deducting value from somebody else? Are you making someone better, or are you making someone worse? You must decide for yourself. Your parents don't have the answer. I'll give example. Steve Harvey. When he was in high school, he told his high school teacher he wanted to speak on television. He knew his destiny. He knew his blueprint. However, he used to stutter. He was stuttering. He was a stutter. And his teacher laughed, said, "You want to speak on TV? You can't even get a word out of your mouth." And guess what? Steve Harvey is a world-renowned TV host, you know, celebrity that speaks to millions of people today. And me personally, I've never heard him stutter, not one time. Why? Because his energy was aligned with his destiny, and his body transformed and changed into what he wanted to do. He laid his blueprint. He laid his blueprint. You know, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, for example, he was an NFL football player, was cut off the team, broke. All of a sudden, he got into wrestling and, you know, superstar actor. Boom. Years before that, his blueprint, he thought it was going to be like an NFL superstar. From NFL superstar, or he wasn't even a superstar. From NFL to being cut from an NFL team to becoming a WWE superstar, and now a movie superstar in the Hollywood. Blueprints. Nobody can predict your future for you, and nobody's gonna make those actions and steps for you. Nobody's gonna decide for you what you must become. You must decide for yourself. Day in, day out, you make choices. Those choices that you make are the blueprints that you're laying for yourself. You live in footage. You didn't have pre-blueprint. You have post-blueprint, which is called a legacy. That's it right there. After you've made your choice, the result of your choices becomes the blueprint people know you for. They know who you are for the blueprint you made of yourself, which will be determined as a legacy for you after you're done. It's powerful. We didn't come with a blueprint, but we are living blueprints. We are a living blueprint. You're living it right now, right in time. What your legacy is. Imagine if you were a superstar or the main actor in the story of your life. What blueprint are you living? What are your audience watching right now? What are they watching? What is your story? When it's all said and done, Who are you? What will be the conclusion of your blueprint, of your legacy? You see, when you want to build your dream house, you go to an architecture and they make a blueprint for you. You already know what it's gonna look like. Oh yeah, it's gonna have a movie theater, it's gonna have 4 bedrooms, a 3-4 car garage, basketball court in it, maybe a golf course, or you wanna live in the mountains or on the beachfront. You can predetermine what you want your house to be. See, when you go to school and college, they already lay down a blueprint for you. It's called a syllabus. You already know what classes you will take, how many credit hours you need. You get what I'm saying? When you go to a church and the pastor is preaching a sermon, he's got a blueprint for you of what he wants to discuss within that month. Maybe he's discussing a topic, and every Sunday he will go in deeper and deeper into the syllabus. There's steps to it. There's levels and steps to it. If you want to build a car, they design everything digitally first before it's actually built. Same thing with anything that has been invented. There has been a blueprint before anything was invented. The only thing that didn't have a blueprint was you. You see, you 1 in a billion. Nobody can replicate you. 1 in a billion. Your blueprint was never made because on a daily basis, you must decide your blueprint. Every choices you make, yes, no, up, down, I turn left, I turn right, I go to sleep, I stay awake, I make good choices, bad choices, boom, you're laying your blueprint. It's called legacy. It's called legacy. You're living it in the moment. It's a legacy. What is your legacy? What legacy are you going to leave behind? When it's all said and done, what would be your legacy? I want you to go outside or somewhere quiet, turn the TV off, sit on the couch or sit on whatever, or go for a walk on the street, and just think, what legacy am I leaving? Who am I influencing? Who is influencing me? Is it good or is it bad? What choices am I making day in, day out? When you decide that for yourself, when you decide what kind of legacy you want to leave behind, I want to have a good legacy, so I don't know about you. I don't know about you, what you want to do. I want to have a good legacy. I want to have a good impact on people in the society. And guess what? No one is going to choose for me how I make that impact positively. You see, you can go make a negative impact, but I'd rather you not. Because negative legacy doesn't end well, Yeah, you're going to leave a legacy, but you're also going to be tarnished. You see, I want people to be inspired and to do better. I want to add to my community, to my friends. I want to pour into someone. I don't want to take from you. I don't want to distract you. I want to make somebody else better. While making myself better, I want to make sure someone else is better. Every single day. And when you decide what you want your legacy to be, hopefully a good legacy, you begin to make more better choices for yourself. You begin to equip yourself to be better every single day. If you want to be the greatest basketball player, LeBron James just broke the scoring title. He's number 1 in the scoring title now. And some people argue he's not the GOAT of basketball. It's between him and Jordan. But however, he's the scoring champion of all time, and that's a legacy right there. It's a legacy that you cannot deny. Floyd Mayweather, undefeated in his boxing career, that's a legacy. Whether you like Floyd Mayweather or not, you cannot deny his legacy. It remains. If he dies tomorrow, his legacy remains. He leaves, his legacy remains. He laid his blueprint. What is your blueprint? Martin Luther King left his legacy behind. He worked his journey, laid his blueprint. What is your blueprint? Nelson Mandela left his blueprint. You know, in the acting world, we have people like Denzel Washington. They left their blueprint. You see, in the world of politics, you leave your blueprint. After 4 years of serving, you leave your blueprint. People will know if you're a good president or a bad president. They will decide based on the decisions you make day in, day out. If you're a good college basketball coach, you will leave your legacy. The history of the school will know. Is he a winning coach or a losing coach? Is it set a winning culture or a losing culture? If you're an athlete, your legacy will be known. Did you add to the culture of the institution, of the team, or did you take away from the culture of the institution or the team? If you are a teacher, your legacy will reflect on the students you taught. You know, my favorite high school teacher, Mrs. Reno, I went to Hamilton Heights Christian Academy. She passed recently. May her soul rest in peace. But her legacy lived on. She is the reason why I got a 4.0 in high school. She's the reason why I put in so much effort academically to be the best I can in the classroom, why I competed to be the best on the court. She left a positive impact in my life. She may be dead, may her soul rest in peace, but she left a legacy. And I'm a part of her legacy. What legacy will you leave behind? What blueprints are you deciding on a daily basis? Your blueprints are your actions, your daily actions. That's your blueprint. And when they all add up over time, they become a legacy. I'll leave you guys with that. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to help the channel. I'll be back with more topics. Follow me on all social media platforms at Black Sheep Eulogy. This is the #1 empowerment community in the world. We want nothing but the best for all our audience. Some of my topics will be controversial. Engage me in the comment section if you have any questions so I can address it. If there's anything I said that you disagree with or it's unclear, it's alright. Let me clarify and it will be discussed. See you, Black Sheep.